Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How are you doing? It's Russ here from Porky's Corner, the voice of hardcore boxing. Today, I'm joined by Ryan Rowlinson, ex-fighter. How are you doing, Ryan?
I'm doing good, mate. Thank you.
Good man. What you on with?
Not a lot today, mate. Not a lot.
Not much, no. Good man. You see out of Russ?
No, I ain't seen him. Just 1 second, Russ, because something's gone wrong on my Zoom and I've lost you. I don't know what's happened. It's come up with a private alert or something.
A what?
It's come up with a load of writing saying private. I think we'll have to cancel it and start again, mate.
No, you're all right. Just press clear. What? Just press profile on it. It's pretty simple. I can hear you, mate, so we can carry on talking. There you go. There you go.
Oh, that's it. That's it.
I can see you. You're a handsome-looking devil, Ryan. So, have you been watching my videos last few days?
I have, yeah.
Do you think I'm a bit out there?
I think things often get said what need to get said.
Yeah.
To be true.
Well, this is how I look at it. If anybody's got a problem, they can go get legal advice, can't they? And take me on. It's not hard, is it?
Yeah, I mean, that goes with anybody what comes on channel. If there's things you don't want to say or you don't want out there or you're scared of telling a lie and it coming back on you, don't say it, because there's no hard say, but there's no hard say that I won't back up or I couldn't prove myself.
Yeah. Well, there's guidelines to what we can say. We always are within the boundaries, only just sometimes, but I don't really care. I mean, I've gone other way, and I'm beginning to. I still love the sport, but I think the problem is how it's run, and nobody's willing to speak out. They're all having a little moan behind scenes, but nobody's doing anything about it. And I couldn't be. I'm 51 years of age, so if I were to get to 61 and not do anything about it and then say, oh, I wish I'd have said something. Well, I don't want to be one of them guys. So fighters are not getting paid. Fighters are on ticket deal. Drug testing's a shambles. Nobody's fighting each other. There's rematches with mandatories. I can go on and on and on and on. People are paying for ranking spots. And it's a sport that's built on corruption. And I'm sick of it, mate, now. I'm back. I'm fucking up to here with it now. And people can leave threats, they can do this, they can do that, can put shit through my letterbox, can flight it, whatever on my drive, do what they want. I'm still here 4 years later. And you know what? I'm immune to all that now, and I'm just getting stronger now because I've got people helping me behind the scenes, making it a lot easier. And all them people who want to behave like pricks in boxing, oh, you're going to be exposed. So get ready. And the stuff I've got to get through in the next 6 to 8 weeks, there ain't enough days. There ain't enough hours in the days. And there's people you're not going to see in boxing ever again when I've finished with them in the next few months. So get ready, because I'm coming for a lot of you.
You're going to be like AFL. You're going to have people like me going around interviewing people for your channel. You're going to get so big.
Well, I don't know about that, but this is how I look at it. IFL are not going to do what I do. They can't go in front of the camera. They're behind the camera hiding, and they're asking questions and tickling people's arseholes. I'm not like that. I've never been like that. But nobody's going to stop me. Nobody. They can bring all they want. Nobody can stop me. They can have a word with people to have a word with me, but I'm unstoppable when I'm like this. And I think it's only because I've got a prison background. Because if you can get through that, anybody that can get through that, in my opinion, as long as they're not a wrong un, can get through anything, because you've got character and mental strength. And this is like a walk in park to somebody like me. Do you know what I mean? But I'm happy how my channel's going at the moment. I didn't want it to go down this route that it went down yesterday, but so be it. It's boxing stories, isn't it? We've got to rip it up, and it's going to get worse before it's going to get better, Ryan. And you know, in years to come, they're going to say, you know what, that lad there, he got stuck into it all and helped turn it around.
Yeah.
I'd be happy with that.
I mean, our worst can boxing get at minute, like you said. I've never known it as bad. It is completely on its ass. I haven't watched any real boxing for quite a while now because I've just lost interest with it. I'm sick of Frank Warren shows where lads are fighting bums, and there's just too many shows on too many channels, and you don't even have to do. I mean, don't know amateur, don't get me wrong, but I started at bottom as I turned pro. But now they're just chucking them in and making superstars out of them on the first couple of fights and that. Yeah. And it's just getting now where it's like watching American wrestling. It's just people said, "Oh, did you see him? Did you watch that?" And the answer is no. Have I watched Jake Paul's fight, whatever it's called? I've had bollocks. I'm not staying up to watch that kind of shit. And Tommy Fury on bill. Listen, Tommy Fury's only there on that bill, so them two can have a fight and get millions and millions. And then Fury will probably pack in and go back on one of his TV channel, Love Islands or something. It's all to cock. It's all a farce at the minute. Nobody wants to fight nobody. I mean, back in old days, you get people like Jake LaMotta. He had something like 28 losses on his record, yet he used to still sell out Madison Square Gardens because they knew he got in and you had a good fight. And with today's society, you lose one fight and you finish, you're done. You're a nobody.
Mickey Ward had a lot of losses, didn't he? And he was still selling out arenas.
Yeah, because people like that were just hard men. I mean, Mickey Ward, he wasn't a good boxer. He was just a tough, gritted. He just used to grit it out. His boxing ability was pretty poor, but he had a good chin. He was gritty, and that's what people would rather go and watch a really good fight and the mate lose than the mate win against a bum journeyman. And that's why unlicensed boxing, or whatever you want to call it, took off in England as is it big, because there were good fights. They used to knock lumps out on each other. It weren't to standard of professionals, but you'd rather watch two average men knock lumps out on each other than two pros, one just using one as a punch bag.
Yeah. I agree wholeheartedly. Do you think my video were a bit harsh on Dave Caldwell?
No. The simple fact is, if it were just you sat there saying it, it could look like it were just a vendetta against him. But when you've got two lads who were there, who it happened to saying it, then no, not at all. It's truth. And like you said, if he wants to take legal action against any of you, then the video's there for all to see for him to do so.
He's welcome on here anytime. If he don't agree with what was said, he can come and get his side across. I know I'd like to.
I started with Dave Caldwell, and other than stripping off down to my boxer shorts in his bedroom, there were a lot of stuff in that interview I can relate to.
Yeah.
He was a bully, a little man syndrome. He talked to people like absolute shit in the gym. I remember I boxed at Millennium Stadium, and I was youngish in my career, and Ryan Rhodes were boxing for the world title. And it were him and Ryan Rhodes in a nice top hotel, and me and Willie in a shitty fucking truck stop.
Willie who?
I went out. Willie, black guy, Willie, what does all fitness side of
Mark
things.
Mark Willie. Nice kid.
He's a nice kid. It turned out a nice kid, but when I was with him, he were like Dave, horrible. He kicked me out of the hotel room for farting. I thought he was through a window.
I would if one of your farts come near me, Ryan.
But no, I mean, going back to that, I was walking from one hotel to the next. I mean, I just found out my niece had been thinking with diabetes. So I walked past the boots, and just so happens, all these machines, blood testing machines for sale. I thought, I'll buy one of them. So I bought her one, and I goes back to the hotel, goes to their hotel room, knocks on the door, goes in, what you got there? So I told him what I got. I says, I'm gonna have a mess with it. So I had a mess with it, and I did. I put my finger on it and all that. I went, oh, my sugar's a bit low. You're just messing with this gadget. When I walked out, I was listening to Dave slagging me off to Ryan Rhodes, no, with a fucking hypochondriac, Tim. And stuff like that. And I thought, what's need for that? I've just told you I bought it for my niece. She's 10 years old. Do you know what I mean? Just little things like that. And then once when we're in gym, we're all upstairs on running machines. And he walked up, he threw a pair of Everlast gloves to Ryan Rhodes, threw Kel Brooks some, threw Danny Thorpe some, and walked off and left me. So I says later in the day, why didn't I get no gloves? He says, oh, you're not good enough yet. So he'd had all these gloves sent from Everlast for now and give them to other lads and didn't give me. She said I weren't good enough, but it ain't. It's because he had me down for loads of fights. And I went in and scrubbed some of them off because I didn't want to do them all. And he never like really took to me after that. And then once, he had this black kid from Germany living in his gym when we were at Sheffield. And we were body sparring and he kept punching me bottom of the spine. So I fucking walloped him with decent body shocks. I mean, we were only like sort of light sparring. And he shouted something to me, Dave. Well, gym were massive. Music were on, everybody were punching back. So I had to shout back. I said, he's punching me in fucking spine, man. So anyway, next thing, John Anthony got in ring. I thought, well, body sparring run straight across ring, cracks, they don't chin, drop me on my ass. Got back up, I thought, what's going on here? So I just got out at ring. It weren't until a few months after, when I got to know John, we started knocking about and that together, Dave Colwell told him to get in ring and chin me for shouting. And when I got out at ring and I was sat down, he walked up, Dave, right like arrogant, and says, don't ever fucking shout at me again in my gym. That's what it's like.
Didn't John end up strangling him at a board meeting?
I mean, at the time, I was 11.5 stone. He was a cruiserweight, like 15 stonish. John Anthony was like a little bulldog.
I grew up with John, didn't I?
Did you? Yeah.
He's from my village. Yeah.
I thought we were body sparring. He'd run on, fucking drop me one on chin. But he did the same with me, with Paul Royston. Royston were being clever in changing rooms. He'd only just turned up. And Dave says, I want to spar with him and like give me wink and eyes and that. I knocked his teeth out. But that's because he was being an ass with me in changing rooms. I've been big-headed and clever because he'd come from a karate background. Won a lot of stuff in karate.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens moving forward. I don't know. I don't know where he goes from here now. Of course, who's going to want to work with somebody now after that yesterday? Or would you want to work with him if you were a boxer or a TV bloke?
Well, no, but I mean, all he's going to say is, well, it's all lies. They don't like me. It's a vendetta and all that. But he's got to come out if he wants people to work with him. He's got to come out on some kind of social media or something. Or he's got to be seen.
Well, that's what I want.
Action or doing something. Do you know what I mean? If he just leaves it and does nothing, then wait a minute. Why is he not doing that? Somebody come on fucking internet saying all that about me. There'd be doors getting kicked down.
Well, that's what I want. I want him to come out and say something, and then I'm going to play my next card that I've got on my sleeve because I don't have to play it just yet. But I want him to come out, play his hand, and then I'm going to bring my big card out, and then we'll see what he's got to say then, because I ain't gonna. What I had to go through filming that, unbelievable, and then all the messing about with legal people about what you can and can't put out and what you can and can't say in this PC world. You know, it was draining. Last 2 or 3 days been draining for me. So
I mean, surely if you're doing an interview with someone and that someone is part of what's supposed to have happened, surely they can say what they want about it.
No, there's all sorts of things. I'm not going to go into it because they'll be watching, won't you? Listen, come on this channel, Dave Caldwell, if you're innocent. Come on this channel. If none of that happened, come on here. Come on this channel and tell me. All right, but we're going to see what happens now. But what usually happens with things like this, they go silent. I hope it goes away, but I ain't going to go away. This ain't going to go away. I'm only just getting warmed up. So anybody who knows me knows that if I get something a bee in my bonnet, that's it. Ask Dennis Hobson. Ask some of the things I've did when I was with Dennis. He'd be like that. He couldn't control me. And if I get a bee in my bonnet, I'll see it through. Now, I didn't like what I had to sit through and listen. I like them kids, but I'm not going to be biased towards them. I like them. I believe them. And there's not only them two as well. So I'm all ready. So I'm a chess player, aren't I? So we're going to see. But best thing you can do is just come out. What I'd want to do, I'd want to sit there with all 5 of the kids, all 5 of them, and me. I want to film it and say, hey, have it out and let me film it. That's best scenario.
He's not going to do that, is he?
And then we'll get his bird. Then we'll get his bird there. That bird, that ex-bird of his. We'll get her there then. Let her answer some questions because she played a part as well, didn't she?
Yeah.
But we're gonna see. But what? Moving on then from the adventures of Malteser Head. Isn't that right, Dave? Well, you want to kiss and make up?
Yeah, let me just say this before you go. Before we go on to other subjects. When we used to train and do pads, I used to stand on his toes all the time. Because he's that small, he used to buy his son a size 9 shoe, and really he's about a size 6. And he used to have to tie him up that. Seriously, he used to tie him up that tight to keep him on his feet. They look like clown boots. They used to be right tight and like bulge up on end.
You're joking me? No, it's froze. Your screen's froze.
So his feet would be flopping about him. Just got to call that so.
Like a clown.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, it used to make me laugh, and he always used to wear K-Swiss trainers. And I said, "What do you wear them to? Big for Dave? Oh, they're more comfortable." Bless him.
So he's a size 4 wearing size 9s.
Something like that.
All right then. Well, moving on then. I'll ask you about some fights here. I want you to let me know what you think. Joshua Usyk, who wins?
I think if it goes early, it goes with AJ sparking him. If it goes to points, I think Usyk. But I think Josh, it looks like AJ's trimming down a bit, so it looks like he's going for speed. He's like a plodder, Usyk, and he plods away, picking his shots and that. I think that round 7 or 8, AJ should get to him and land on him, because he's not really been tested everywhere, as in
No.
Bellew were catching him and hurt him a couple of times. AJ puts shots together faster and it's harder than Bellew, so I think it should be an AJ late stoppage, my son.
Okay. Fury Wilder, does it happen next month?
Oh, we've been on this one a long time, a few times, haven't we? It should. Is it gonna? I don't know. It depends. It depends how AJ and Thingy gets on, doesn't it? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how serious it was supposed to happen this time. We are AJ. We are Tyson Fury. We weren't doing any proper training or what? We weren't. I don't know. I'd like to think it would, but I'm going to say no. I'm going to say something's going to come in where they can't fight again, and then I think Fury's going to go off and fight winner of Usyk AJ.
Yeah.
I don't think it happens again. No.
Okay. What do you think to you if Fury fighting Christian Aimer on Sky?
Well, Fury he's boring, isn't he?
You reckon?
I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's just something I don't like. I don't bother watching. He tries boxing like Tyson and it doesn't suit him. And like against Parker when the 41 and that, he didn't do no. Unless he comes with a different attitude and ball game and presses and pushes. I don't know. I'd like to see you with Fury with like Derek Chisora or something like that. Somebody that's gonna stick it on him and can throw a bomb, where he's gonna have to fight all the time. I mean, he's other than Porky, where I thought he lost, he's not really been tested about, has he?
No.
Same as Joe Joyce. I mean, he's got up rankings like he has. I mean, his the only person he beat was Dubois, and that was he quick with his eye.
He got him at right time, Dubois, didn't he?
Yeah, I think it's just whatever convention you turn up to if you get into. I mean, you don't deserve to be in a Madden tree, Joe Joyce, yeah.
Mm.
It's all
Yes.
politics, like it always has been.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? Savannah Marshall's got a fight with Clarissa Shields. Not this fight, but the one after. It's a done deal. They made the fight in 7 days, so that's good. Eddie Hearn couldn't deliver it, could he?
That's going to be a cracking fight. That cracking fight.
I agree, mate. I agree.
That's I'm going to sit on fence with that one till closer to time. Because they can both fight, so that's a really good matchup.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the best female matchups we've had so far.
What's your top 5 favourite fighters of all time, Ryan?
Joe Lewis, Henry Greb, Ricky Hatton,
Harry Grab, you mean? Grab.
Harry Greb, yeah. Ricky Hatton, Nigel Benn.
Nigel Benn, yeah?
Yeah.
What do you think to his son, Conor Benn?
I think, right, his most improved boxer, British boxer we've had it last 2 years, but he's going the wrong way with things now. He's starting to get very arrogant, and everybody liked him. So when he first come on scene, he spoke well, he was nice. And now every interview, he's trying to be angry in interviews and I'm first in gym, I'm last out, I'll smash this, that. And truth is, I always believe, start at bottom, win your titles, win your way up. He's not won a title yet, and he's talking about world titles. I think he should have at least won British. Something like that, worked his way up, but he's just trying to be bad and something nice, something like Anthony Crawler, absolute brilliant kid. Ricky Burns, absolutely brilliant kid. Put him in ring, they could fight. You don't have to walk about and do every interview as though you're a big hard man, because people will just start disliking you. Don't be a cock all time.
Yeah.
Just a cock when you're in ring. I like him. I like watching him because he's vulnerable as well. He gets put down and he can bang a bit. But he's just his antics are side at ring at minute.
Yeah, it's what do you think about Campbell Hatton?
Turned professional too early. Should have stayed in amateurs for a lot longer. He's very, very raw. What do I think to his uncle as a trainer? I don't know. He went a really top boxer, his son. He might be a better trainer. Probably it'd have been better with his dad as a trainer, but he's going to have to fight at least 20 journeymen to start getting some experience. I think he only had he'd have something like 20 amateurs and lost about 8 of them or something like that.
Okay. Well, that's about it, really. I just thought we'd have a catch up.
Might be just a lot of pressure too soon for him.
Yeah, it might be. What do you think about Chris Eubank Jr.?
In what way?
Do you think he wins a world title?
Not any decent ones.
They're talking about him fighting Billy Joe, aren't they?
I think he beats Billy Joe.
I think he beats him, yeah.
Yeah. I thought Billy Joe will look it first time. Because second half at fight he got spanned.
What do you think, Ryan? What do you think about YouTubers not asking Billy Joe whether he quit or not, and not doing any interviews with Billy Joe this last 17 weeks since he lost? What do you think about that? Because normally we can't get him off the internet, can't we, doing interviews? What do you think about none of these YouTubers asking him or getting him on the channel?
Well, this is what I said. He's supposed to have broke his face and this, that, and other. Yeah, a week later, he put a little video of his son in his car. Not wrong with his face, no swelling, no. He hadn't done no interviews because he didn't break his face. It's as simple as that. It were all lies. He quit. And because he's caused that much aggro, slagging that many boxers off in past, he's got to keep out at limelight a bit now while it all dies off, because he can't come on talking about other boxers and stuff like he used to do. Because he used to say you'd have to kill him in ring and this, that, and other. He quit on his stool, let's be honest. But Ben Davis whispered in his ear. And he quit, and after you've made your mouth like he has and been a dick all your career like he has, I don't honestly think he'll box again.
I don't.
I think he's done.
Who'd buy into him boxing again? Who'd buy into him on a pay-per-view?
Yeah, he couldn't go pay-per-view, could he?
No, I don't think he could.
I mean, they could try it, but he'd have to fight some opponents, and it's like it'd have to be a great money. It could be like $25.99 or but I don't see it doing many sells if it did.
Okie dokie then.
He'd have to come back against an 8-rounder against a decent opponent, and then look at a big fight again. But I just don't think he'll box again myself.
Okie dokie. Well, listen, Ryan, it's been a pleasure. You've been a great addition to the Porky Express train, and we're just going to keep steaming forward. Stronger, faster, quicker than a speeding bullet.
Yeah, man.
We're unstoppable. Have you
You
seen
can
out
do it, Russ.
Have you seen out Russ?
No, he sent me a photo yesterday.
His toe.
In between. Yeah, I don't know how he's done it.
He nearly took his toe off, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's a right mess.
They were yelping.
I bet he fucking was.
Oh, I seen it. I thought, has he lost his toe? It rang it off.
How's he done it?
I think he stubbed it on something, hasn't he? Or something on the settee or something. I don't know. He sent me a text about it, but my battery's gone. But he looked pretty painful. He right off. There's no worse than toe injuries, is there?
No, it looked nasty. Proper split right far down, didn't it?
I once dropped a 5-kilo dumbbell on my foot in Lindome Prison and had a pair of Reeboks Classics on. Climbing the ceiling. Ah! Oh, out here. But yeah, so all right then. Well, listen, you have a great day, Ryan. Keep in touch. You've got my number, and all the best to you and your family, mate.
Same to you.
Cheers, mate. Bye.